Mic check 1, mic check 2. If you are watching this live stream back on the replay, take advantage of the chapters and skip ahead to the start of the show. I'm still setting up and giving people some time to tune in. I hope you had an awesome day in the market, and I hope you had an awesome day in life. I'm about 3 minutes behind from when I wanted to be here, but the show shall go on. I believe we're going to be able to start on time. So let me get the social stream ninja going. Let me get that launched and ready to go. And then we're going to share the stream over on Facebook, and then we can get started. All right, that's not where I want it to be. Hurry up, social stream ninja. All right, check it one more time. Okay, we're good. Delete that. Now, let's go over to, I got this monitor all the way back. Let me make sure I got this fan on before the camera overheat. Definitely don't want that to happen. All right, so yeah, we got the fan on. Now let's go on Facebook and share the stream, and then we'll start the show, guys. We got 1 minute, so let me make this fast. Facebook, change the account. We go to, come on. Of course, this moving slow. There we go. All right, original, got it. Come on. What I tell you. All right, share. Here we go. We are live, and then we can go. We are live. Got it. So it's shared on Facebook, waiting on that to confirm. Get the phone set up. So if somebody send the Cash app, we got that ready. We got the lights going. Cash app. Okay, cool. We got that set up. Got that. We got like on the screen. We got that. Cool. Cut this phone off, because if I don't, it's going to go off in the middle of the show. It's going to interrupt what we got going on. So we got that done. All right, set the mic up. Got that together. And it's 11, guys. Go ahead and close this Facebook link. Pull the charts up. Go to the charts. We are covering. Got them. All right, guys, we can go ahead and get started. It's 11. So, welcome to Market Recap Live. I am your host, Joseph Martin. Thank God. Oh, thank God. It is Wednesday, guys. It is Wednesday. And tonight we are taking a look at ticker CSCO. You might know them better as Cisco. Cisco Systems Incorporated was founded in 1984 by Leonard Bozak with... Hold up, man. His name sounds funny. Let me say this again. Cisco Systems Incorporated was founded in 1984 by Leonard Bozak and Sandy Lerner, with its first office opening in San Francisco, California. Now they're publicly traded on the NASDAQ and have a market value over $400 billion. Yes, that's billion dollars. Cisco is in the communications equipment industry in the information technology sector, and they are listed in the S&P 500 index. Some of Cisco's peers are Lumentum Holdings Incorporated, ticker LITE, Ciena Corporation, ticker CIEN, and Hewlett Packard Enterprise Company, ticker HPE. We're going to review Cisco's earnings, their website, and pull up the charts to perform a quick technical analysis. But before we do that, let's do our roll call and check our stream poll. We are streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Let's get this chat going and tell us where you're tuning in from. Put a YT in the chat if you're tuning in from YouTube, FB for Facebook, and an X for X. While you guys are filling up the stream and the chat, here's the mission statement. We are building a community over here for people who want to take control of their financial situation by learning how to unlock the wealth building power of the stock market. And we are streaming Monday through Friday following trading sessions at 11 p.m. Eastern time. The U.S. stock market regular trading hours are 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern time. And there's a link for the New York Stock Exchange calendar down in the description. Okay, guys, let's get to it. Let's get to these earnings. Bam, 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 bam. Guys, I think that's it. We are good. So let's go ahead and get it going. Cisco Systems Incorporated, ticker symbol CSCO, the $488.3 billion company, reported its fourth quarter 2026 earnings on Wednesday, August 12th. They have a 52-week high of $130.37, which took place on June 4th, and a 52-week low of $65.75 that occurred on August 18th last year, which is a trading range of $64.62. And they closed today at $123.88. Cisco earnings report beat on the top line, reporting revenue of $17.3 billion, which was higher than the market expectations of $16.9 billion. And they beat on the bottom line as AI infrastructure orders from hyperscalers accelerated to $9.3 billion. EPS was higher than the analysts and market expectations of $1.17 when they reported an adjusted EPS of $1.22. Cisco reported a GAAP net income of $3.9 billion, which is higher than the $2.6 billion net income they reported this same quarter last year. This represents an increase of 50%. So for the fourth fiscal quarter of 2025, their net profit was approximately 33.3% lower than it is compared to now a year later. The earnings were released after the market closed, followed by a 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time conference call. As far as guidance, management issued full year fiscal 2027 revenue guidance of $72.2 to $73.4 billion. That 52-week low compared to today's closing of $123.88 represents an increase of 88.41% in just under a year. So if someone invested $1,000 last year in August at that 52-week low of $65.75, they would be seeing a gain of $884.11. Woo! All right, we did that. Now let's go ahead and move on, guys. Let's move on. There we go. All right. Researching a company. Let's talk about why we visit these company websites. We're looking at the visuals and text to find answers to these key questions. What goods and or services does the company sell? How important are those goods and services to their customers? What makes this company stand out from the competition? And how well do they take care of their employees? Where we look. We search for those answers in four main areas: the homepage for the goods and or services, about us for purpose, vision, values, and mission statements, careers for employee benefits and opportunities, and investor relations for stock quotes, charts, and financial reports. And for your convenience, all companies featured in tonight's live stream are down in the description. Now let's go visit Cisco's website. All right, guys, bam, bam, bam. All right. Now, I'm going to ask for you to do this for me. Please give me a second. My glasses are filthy. I did as much as the live stream as I could do looking through these foggy glasses. So just give me a couple seconds. While I'm doing this, do me a favor and hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel while I clean my glasses. They so bad. I was hoping I could get through it, but I can't. It's like somebody covering one of my eyes. I feel like a pirate. Like I got an eye patch on or something. Give me 1 second, then we go ahead and go over this website. I appreciate your patience. I'm trying to slow down before I mess around and smudge them and touch the lenses while I'm trying to dry them and clean them off, wipe them off. All right. I think that's better. I think oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, we're good. So let's go ahead and go. We on the website. Let's see what we got. I did not go over this before the show, so hopefully Cisco did a great job of laying out this website. So let's browse over the top real quick. I don't see anything that stands out. So let's go ahead and scroll over the website, and maybe everything we need to be at the bottom. So let's go. The critical infrastructure for the AI era. It looks like it's a video right here. Remember, links to this website and all the companies we're covering tonight are down in the description for your convenience. So it says download, certification, Cisco validated, training, community support, trusted by 99% of the Fortune 500 and over 1 million customers worldwide. So look at some of these clients and partners. It looks like they have a lot of people where they already said, and they showed you a few of their logos. So cloud control, agentic ops, AI networking. I'm not going to read all of that. Cisco Cloud Control, powering outcomes you need to thrive in the AI era. Global scale, unified technology powered by AI, networking, security, observability, collaboration. Here are some stats about the company. 39 million networking devices connected to our platform, 1 billion clients connected monthly, and over 750 billion security events observed daily across networks. Innovation in action, real results powered by leading technology. TripAdvisor, the latest from Cisco. So these look like events. And take your next steps. Okay, now we're at the bottom of the page. Let me take me off the screen so you can see what I'm looking at. I don't see investor relations, but I do see about Cisco and careers, guys. So let's go ahead and go to about Cisco. Maybe we can find an investor relations link on these two sections that we're about to go to. And maybe it's under why Cisco, but we'll look around and see if we can find it. So about Cisco. Cisco delivers the critical infrastructure to help organizations thrive in the AI era. By fusing networking, security, observability, and collaboration, we power how people and technology work together. See company overview. We might have to click there. Powered by purpose. So we found purpose. We can do good for the world and do good for business when we combine our technology, our people, and our broader networks. Innovations for your digital future. Visionaries driving change, transparency, growth, and impact. Got it. Why Cisco? Cisco's platform approaches unifies products into powerful systems that deliver greater value with less effort for your IT team. A legacy of innovation, calling all talent, facts and information, products and service, investor relations. Thank gosh. So we found that. So that's under about Cisco. So let's go ahead and go to careers. And we know where we have to go to find investor relations. We just go back to about Cisco. All right. So now we're looking for the benefits, guys. So they talk about the hiring process, how we hire. I love when companies do that. So they talk about how we hire. I'm looking through here to see if they show the benefits through a link. There it is right there, guys. Benefits and perks. So that's under why work here. So let's browse over this page and then we'll go to the benefits if it's not another link throughout the page or at the bottom. Let's go. Power an inclusive future for all. We are advancing AI with a full stack, comprehensive approach in every part of the organization, creating transformational AI technology for cybersecurity. WebEx AI team shaping the future with audio AI, limitless opportunities to make an impact. We make it easy to find the right job for you. You understand? Be the first to apply. So these are different positions that they have open. Lead the way in AI, build your future. And that looks like a testimonial. Do good for you, do good for others. Explore benefits. Okay, guys, they had it right here on the page. We can click that, take some me time. Let me take me off the screen. This looks very vague, so I'm still going to click on it to see if they give you a little bit more details. Okay, guys? So get to know our team. So these are the different departments within the company, an award-winning culture. So these are some awards and recognition, big ideas and bold thinking. Let's connect. Stay in the know about jobs at Cisco. All right, so we're going to go directly to benefits and perks, guys, to see if they give us more details about it. Benefits that do good for you and others. Cisco employees around the globe enjoy benefits designed to meet the unique needs of each individual and their family. Okay, here we go, guys. Get the care and support you need. Take me off the screen. Here are the benefits. So I read this headline. Our benefits packages are designed to support you across every aspect of your life. While the specifics vary by location, you can rest assured that when it comes to life needs, we've got you covered. Guys, the links for this website are down in the description for your convenience. Hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel as well, supporting personal and professional well-being. So here are some other benefits here. Building a strong financial foundation. Prioritizing social good, multiple benefits for multiple generations, support for parents, caregiving support, welcoming a new child. That's good. Caring for your parents, because as we get older, our parents get older, we got to take care of them. Time off to recharge and refocus. Birthday off. That's dope. I like that. 4 days for me and critical time off. Celebrate peers, our benefits in action. Okay, guys, we got it. So now what we need to do, we need to find our way back to investor relations. So that's under About Cisco. So we're back on the home page. Go down to the bottom of the page, take me off the screen so you can see where I'm clicking right here at About Cisco. And then when we went here, it was down at the bottom of the page right here, guys, investor relations. So visit our investor relations website. Here we go. Reject all cookies. Put me back on the screen. The stock information is right here at the top. We're going to browse over this page, guys, and then we're going to click on that. Critical in infrastructure for the AI era. NASDAQ. So here's the stock information, but we're going to get more details than that. Corporate overview. What makes us different? Cisco AI Summit. And that looks like a video as well. Latest news, latest events. Latest quarter results, our purpose, investor email alerts. All right, so right up here at the top, stock info, let's go to stock quote. Here's the stock quote for Cisco. Here's the chart they have available on the website and other tools for investors on their website. So let's go ahead and go here and talk about Cisco's clients and partners. All right. So Cisco does have clients and partners that are listed in the S&P 500. Some notable names include Apple Incorporated, ticker AAPL, Microsoft Corporation, ticker MSFT, and Amazon.com Incorporated, ticker AMZN. Now, let's talk about the mobile limitation, guys. Let's break that down. So before we look at the charts, remember, professionals trade from a computer, not a mobile device. Mobile trading apps are limited and they don't have all of the features that are available on full trading platforms. All right. So now let's look at Cisco on the charts. So here we go. Bam, 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 bam. Got it. All right. So I already have Cisco pulled up. Let me adjust this chart because I see a few things that's off. Time axis, I want this to be on 30. Apply, okay. All right, and this long line here, we don't need that. We can remove that. Take me off the screen and let's break this down. So we have Cisco in our symbol box. That's the ticker for it. We're looking at a 1 year daily chart for Cisco. They have a 52-week low of $65.75, 52-week high of $130.37, and they closed today at $123.88. All right, so now that we've looked at the 1 year daily chart, let's go to a higher time frame. So now we are looking at a 10-year weekly chart. There's the information for that. And we want to verify that it's 10 years. So there's 2016. So we do have 10 years. So here's a 10-year low of $29.12 and a 10-year high of $130.37. And guys, the 10-year high is also our 52-week high. Okay, so let's go back to the 10-year weekly chart. Put me back on the screen. Now, this is what I want to point out to you. We've looked at Cisco before, or I've looked at Cisco, because we do have some technicals on the chart already. And as you can see, in the most recent 10 years, if it goes back further than this, we don't have any other historical price levels outside of this current year that we can use for more technicals. So we can go ahead and go back down to the 1 year daily chart. Okay, so let's take these drawings off. But before we go over there, I do want to give you these numbers because I look at these as support and resistance as well. So here's our 9-week simple moving average coming in at $117.19. And here's our 200-week simple moving average coming in at $62.22. And we're well off from that price. So we can, yeah, it's going to take a minute to get down there if it goes back down there. So let's go ahead and go to our 1 year daily chart. Let's go back to there. Okay, so it looks like the last time we looked at Cisco, guys, it had a gap up. It gapped up. So let's go ahead and put some price levels on there based off of that gap. So here's the low end of that gap coming in at $102.01. Here's the high end of that gap coming in at $113.97. Now we can see that that gap has been partially filled. Okay, so we're going to get that price level and we're going to update this gap. So The low of that day was $107.53. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a price level here so I can remember it, to make it easier to remember. Then we edit the properties and we bring the top of the window down to that 107.53, 107.53. Bam. And we leave that yellow because that gap part has not been filled yet, right? Now we're going to connect. We're using the rectangle tool. The low of the top end of that gap to the candle that partially filled it. So there we go. Edit properties. We're going to make this a little lighter. Then we're going to extend this over to January 1st, 2027. Bam. So that's the part of the window that has been filled, or the gap that's been filled. And this is the part that has not been filled. It's still yellow. Okay. So we have that. As far as support and resistance, guys, let's zoom in because we don't even need all of this stuff. What we seeing, we don't need all that space. Bam. Let's make the candles a little bigger. Yeah, that's a lot better. That's a lot better. That's a lot better if I do say so myself. All right. So we do have a recent gap that happened up here, but it's been filled and the price is above this support. So if I was looking for another place to find support, guys, it would be the bottom of that gap, because the top of the gap is so close to 119.36. Me personally, I wouldn't worry about it. But if I look right here, it looks like this low came down to test that $116.27. You see this wick tested it. You have a open right above it. So it's a few candles that's responding. This wick came down and touched it. You see, you got a few candles that's responding to that 116.27. So I would put that there as support. It looks like these wicks have not been able to close above 124.21, and that is near a psychological price level, a nice round number of $125. It hasn't been able to get above that. And we see that this close was right there on that. We have a wick. Yeah, I'm liking that 124.21 based off of how these daily candles have responded to it. So if it's able to get above that, we can put another level there if we want, guys, but I'm cool with what we got. If you're looking for resistance, you could go with the 52-week high, or we can go with the 128.23, or you can go with this. Remember, technical analysis is subjective. It's up to you how you want to go about doing it. Just to put a price level there so you can have one, that's 128.84. We could have used this one or that one. Matter of fact, there's another way to do this. I'll show you how we can get both of them incorporated to make it cleaner. So we'll remove that drawing and we'll just use the rectangle tool. So if we use the high of this candle and the high of that candle and then just extend this over to January 1st of 2025, then, 2027. What am I talking about? Extend that over. Then we can just use that as a resistance zone. So that way we don't have to worry about a specific price level. That's the bottom of the zone. That's the top of the zone. 128. You see, it's a few cents apart. You see, that's why I was saying that. It's only a few cents apart. And then, so since the price is beneath that, I'm going to remove the top price of the window so you'll know why I'm doing it. It would have to cross the bottom line first. So I'm going to remove that price level so it won't be so bunched up. So let's go ahead and remove it. Remove drawing, price level 11. There we go. So that's a little cleaner. And now, guys, we can go ahead and do our stock quote for Cisco Systems. All right, so let's go up here to the settings box. Not settings box. We're going to cut on our floating data box. That's what we're about to do. And we'll mouse over today's candle. So let's get the quote for Cisco, guys. So Cisco opened today at $122.75. They had a high of $124.45, and they closed today at $122.20. Wait a minute. I'm talking way too fast. And I noticed that it's something that I missed. So let me point out the simple moving averages and then we'll come back to the floating data box. Okay. Might as well do it all over since I messed that part up. So let's go here. So we have a 9-day simple moving average coming in at $120.48. And we have a 200-day simple moving average coming in at $91.55. So it's so high above the 200-day simple moving average, we can't even see it in the screen right now. And it's been trading above the 9-day simple moving average for a while. It closed underneath that 9-day simple moving average on July 29th. And once it closed back above it the next day on July 30th, it's been trading above that 9, guys, really cleanly, except this long wick right here. And it was able to gap above it, while it's been above it. It's been able to gap up. So it's been trading between this range of $124.21 and $119.36. Okay, so now that we have that, now we can go back over the stock quote, because I realized I didn't mention those. I didn't mention the simple moving averages, but we did that now. So let's go back to the settings, cut on our floating data box, and let's do this again and not skip over nothing like I did last time. So Cisco opened today at $122.75. They had a high of $124.45. They had a low of $122.26, and they closed today at $123.88, which was a trading range of $2.19. Now, when we look at the trading volume, guys, they traded 36.2 million shares of this stock today. Is that a big deal? Is that a little deal? We're about to find out. So let's go to settings, cut off our floating data box, take me off the screen, and let's get the average trading volume for Cisco in a daily trading session. Guys, they usually trade 22.2 million shares in a daily trading session, and today they did 36.2. Now, keep in mind that they did have earnings. I'm clicking on it, but it's not coming up. So while I'm doing this, I'll put me on the screen while we figure this out. So here it is. They did have earnings announced today, but it was after market. So even before the earnings were announced, they already had volume above average. And on Tuesday, I see your comment. I'll pull you up in 1 second. Snipe Bella tuning in again. Man, I appreciate you. Take me off the screen. So when we look right here, we have the previous volume. So this candle right here, this is Tuesday. On this red candle, when it came down to test that 9-day simple moving average, it was trading below average that day at 16.3 million shares traded that day. Let me pull up our loyal viewer, Snipe Bella. Let me pull up their comment, put me on the screen momentarily. Take Cisco down, go to chat. Appreciate you for tuning in, and good evening to you as well, Snipe Bella. Appreciate you for being here. Always a pleasure. All right, now let's go ahead and put Cisco's ticker back up. All right, take me back off the screen. So yeah, guys, we see an increase in volume. So being as so the earnings were announced after market today, we should see another spike in volume tomorrow because of the earnings that were announced. Okay, so we can put me back on the screen. Let's talk about the volume percentile, guys. So out of the most recent 252 trading days, guys, today's volume was higher than 25.4% of those trading days. To be exact, only 64 days had lower volume than today. So even though this 36 million shares traded today were above average by more than 10 million, it's like 14, that looks about 14 million more than average, that still wasn't even significantly above average compared to the volume percentile that we get. Okay, so let's go ahead. Oh, guys, I see what's going on. And I'm glad this is the first company. We have the wrong grid pulled up. We have the market open. So our volume is going to be a little bit different, guys. It's going to be different. So let me go to Cisco, CSCO. Yeah, it's going to be a little different. So we need to change this to pro market closed. Pro market closed. Yeah. Now our volume should be slightly different. Yeah, guys, that's what it was. I noticed something was wrong. I'm like, wait a minute. When we look at that average, that's a little off. Let's fix this. And this says the SPY. So hold up. Let's pull up Cisco, CSCO. Come on, come on, come on, come on. CSCO. Yeah. Because I'm like, wait a minute, that can't be, the volume percentile can't be that. If it's above average, that got to be higher than that. So cool, I'm glad I caught it before we moved on. So let's look at the volume again. The volume percentages was right. Like as far as the volume for today and previous volume and the average. The volume percentile was wrong. So we don't have to go over everything. We just need to fix that. The volume percentile now, guys, this is the accurate one, is 92 is 92.9%, which means out of the most recent 252 trading days, today's volume was higher than 92.9% of those trading days, which means only 18 of those days had higher volume than today. Thank gosh I caught it. Okay, all right, we got it. So we got our volume together. We covered Cisco. Good. We good. We can go ahead and move on. So let's go ahead and go here. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Community support. Back to the community. I would appreciate it very much if you guys share the stream, hit the like button, subscribe. And if you wish to send a monetary gift to support the content, Cash App and PayPal links are down in the description as well as on the ticker on the screen. And it takes $10 to become the first sponsor of tonight's show. So there you go. Right down. There we go. Right there. All right. So let's talk about the S&P 500 index. Let's look at what the S&P 500 index did today by using the SPY ETF. This ETF gives investors an opportunity to participate in the broader U.S. market by allowing them to own a percentage of each company in the S&P 500 index. So let's go back to the charts. So we go here, SPY. Got it. Okay, so let's type in SPY, SPY. Cool. All right. Now, we don't have to take me off the screen because I'm not blocking anything. So we have SPY typed into our symbol box. We are looking at a 1-year daily chart for the SPY that have a 52-week low of $629.28 and a 52-week high of $776.85. Now, let's go to a higher time frame. So now we're looking at a 10-year weekly chart. Take me off the screen to verify that we're going to get the 2016. Guys, it's right here. And we have a 10-year low of $208.38 and a 10-year high of $776.85, which is also our 52-week high. So let's get our 9-week simple moving average coming in at $750.05 and our 200-week simple moving average coming in at $551.95. Now let's go back down to our 1-year daily chart. All right. And we can go ahead and zoom in and focus on, that's not it. Zoom in and focus on the price action for today. Guys, it's still trading within that range we've been keeping an eye on, okay? It's still trading within that range between $776.85 and the support of $767.46. And yesterday I was mentioning how we're keeping an eye on this 9-day simple moving average coming in at $767.08 as of today. Then we have our 200-day simple moving average coming in at $704.05 as of today. That simple moving average looks like it's creeping right up into that zone, that range that has been trading in between for the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. The whole candle bodies have been inside that range for the last 6 days. Now, this body closed, this candle happened to close in that range. So if you include that one, then we have a total of 7 candles, okay? So that's what we have going on with the SPY. So what I'm interested in is to see if we have an increase in volume. Man, the wheel on this mouse is so sensitive, guys. So forgive me if this is like jumping around, but we have more levels than a little bit, okay? So we good on the SPY. We about to go ahead and get our stock quote for the SPY, and then we can talk about the volume, okay? So let's go to the settings, cut on the floating data box, and let's talk about it. So the SPY opened today at $774.71. They had a high of $774.90. They had a low of $771.28, and they closed today at $772.49, which is a trading range of $3.62. Now, the volume, guys, they traded 33.1 million shares of the SPY today. I already know what type of deal this is, but we about to talk about it and figure this out together. So let's go ahead and cut the setting, go to the settings, cut the floating data box, all take me off the screen. Guys, the SPY is constantly trading well below average. So the average trading volume in a daily trading session for the SPY is 70.8 million shares. We have another day of it trading below average, trading 33.1 million shares of this ETF today. On Tuesday, they had a higher trading volume. So this red candle right here. So that's Tuesday. This is the one for today. So we're still trading below average, and the volume is even dropping while it's up here at these levels, guys. I don't know why that it's just not hitting around this average volume, guys, on the SPY. I just don't know what's going on with that. Okay, so we talked about the volume in that capacity. Now, put me back on the screen. Let's talk about the volume percentile. Look how low this is. So when it comes to the volume in the most recent 252 trading days, guys, today's volume is only higher than 1.6% of those trading days volumes. To be exact, only 4 of those days had a lower volume than today. That's crazy. So that's what we have on the SPY. So we can go ahead and move on, guys. So let's go ahead and go here, 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 here. Yeah. All right. Now, sector performance tracker. Time to follow the money. All right. Let's look at each sector inside the S&P 500 index to see how they performed today. All right. So let's go back to the charts. Bam, 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 and bam. Okay, so let's go up to our grid and let's change this to sector performance. Let me double check my notes. So sector performance, yeah, we don't need that one. We need this one. So let me bring this over and we'll have this. Bear with me. This won't take that long. This won't take that long. Show tabs only. All right, so we already have the notes filled out, but what we're about to do, guys, we're about to go through the SPY and all of this 11 sectors today to see how they performed today. So the SPY is up 0.3%. Energy is up 0.2%. Materials is down 1.2%. Industrials is up 0.1%. Consumer discretionary is down 1.1%. Consumer staples is up 0.5%. Healthcare is up 0.3%. Financials is up 0.2%. Information technology is up 1.5%. Communication services are down 0.9%. Utilities are up 0.5%. And real estate is up 0.9%. All right, so let's pull up our notes right here. And guys, we're going to go through these sectors talking about our biggest gainers and our biggest losers. So let's go ahead and start getting this set up. So go to both. And then we're going to go through these sectors. Now, if you want 2 decimal spaces, guys, you can just use this watch list over here to the left, and I'll break that down for you right now. So over here, we have this in descending order. So our top 3 gainers are at the top right now. Number 1, number 2, number 3. And at the bottom, number 1, number 2, number 3. So if you wanted to look over there, you could look over there because right here, we're only going to have 2 decimal places. So we can take this off right now because we didn't even go through them. Matter of fact, yeah. So our number 1 gainer for today, guys, is information technology, up 1.5%. Okay, our number 2 gainer today is real estate, up 0.9%. Our number 3 gainer today is utilities, coming in at 0.5%. Now, our number 1 loser today is materials, down 1.2%. Number 2 loser is consumer discretionary, down 1.1%. And our number 3 loser is communication services, down 0.9%. Okay, so now this is when we're actually about to go through. So we put in both, and we're going to look at how these individual sectors have been performing so far as our top 3 losers and our top 3 gainers. All right, so let's start with communication services. So communication services was our number 2 loser on Tuesday and our number 3 loser today. Okay, consumer discretionary was our number 3 loser on Tuesday and our number 2 loser today. Consumer staples, a little quiet. Energy, they were our number one gainer on Monday and our number one gainer on Tuesday. Okay, so we got energy, financials, a little quiet. Healthcare, they were our number two gainer on Monday. Industrials was our number three gainer on Tuesday. Information technology was our number three loser on Monday, and today they were our number one gainer. Materials was our number three gainer on Monday, and today they were our number one loser. Real estate was our number one loser on Monday, number one loser on Tuesday, number two gainer today. All right. And finally, last but not least, utilities. Utilities was our number two loser on Monday, our number two gainer on Tuesday, and our number three gainer today. All right. So we just went through that. We've been tracking what's going on with these sectors. All right, guys, we're done with that. So let's go ahead and go here. Bam, bam. Bam, bam. Yep. All right, biggest gainers and losers. Now, let's look and see what the S&P 500 biggest gainer and loser was of the day. But first, we're going to look at the loser so we can end the night on a high note. All right, so let's go back to the charts. Bam, bam. We can leave like up, close our notes, change our grid to pro market closed, collapse this. Go to the Market Watch tab and we make sure we're on the quotes sub tab. We have the S&P 500 watch list pulled up. We have the market recap columns. Yes, we do. All right, guys. So our biggest loser for today is Texas Pacific Land Corporation, ticker TPL. Guys, they lost 6.08% today. They had a previous close of $364.97, and they closed today at $342.77. Let's do a hypothetical. Let's say somebody invested. Well, we don't need that. So let's do this. Let's drag that over. Blow this up. All right, let's say somebody invested $3,500. Let's use 35 today. And they lost that 6.08%. We negate that, turn it to a decimal. Guys, they would have lost $212.80 of their $3,500. We add the principal back to it. So they would be left with $3,287.20. Bam. Now let's select TPL and go over to the Analyze tab. Guys, we can see that TPL is in the energy sector. Okay, so we're going to see how that sector performed, the industry performed, and the sector and the sub industry. Let me say that one more time. I'm talking fast. I was doing good. We're going to see how that sector performed, industry performed, and sub industry performed that TPL is inside of. Okay, so let's go find energy and TPL. So let's go over here to the Market Watch tab. Then we're going to go to the Visualize sub tab. We have the S&P 500 heat map pulled up. So let's go ahead and take me off the screen, and we can take the sponsor off momentarily so we're not blocking everything or anything. Here is energy, guys. It's right over here in the corner. So we're looking for TPL. There it is right there, clear as day. So we're inside the energy sector. Now we're looking for the industry. Guys, they're in the oil, gas, and consumable fuels industry. Bam. Now we're looking for the sub industry. So the sub industry they're inside of is the oil and gas exploration and production. Guys, I'm seeing way more red than green. ConocoPhillips was the only company that was green inside of this sub industry today. So let's go back to the industry. I'm seeing a balance here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 8 companies that's green. That's 4. So we got 10. It looks like 10 that's red. I count it kind of fast because I don't want to slow us down. And then we go back out to energy. Yeah, guys. It looks like it might be a little bit more red than green in energy today. Okay. And then if we pull our watch list open, we can peek at that sector again as the ETF. So they closed the day up 0.16%. Just double checking with that. Okay. So let's go ahead and go back to our Analyze tab. And let's talk about the company profile for Texas Pacific Land Corporation before we visit their website. Here's a link to their website. It's also down in the description for your convenience. Let's read a little bit about this description and then we'll go to the website. Texas Pacific Land Corporation engages in the land and resource management and water services and operations businesses. Got it. Put me back on the screen. Take that down. Go to their website. Bam. We got it, guys. We got it. And we moving pretty good. Pretty good. All right, I see about right here at the top. We got investors and I don't see careers. So it might be at the bottom of the page or they might not have one, but let's go ahead and browse over the website. If we don't see what we need at the bottom of the page, we'll come back to the top, okay? Texas Pacific Land Corporation, pure play in the Permian Basin. Texas Pacific Land Corporation is the corporate successor to Texas Pacific Land Trust, which was formed in 1888. TPL is one of the largest landowners in the state of Texas, operating under two business segments: land and resource management and water services and operations. Got it. Latest news, stock snapshot. So they have stock information right here on the home page. View investor relations. Okay, guys, I don't see careers down here at the bottom either. So let's go ahead and go to about. I wonder if it's going to. They talking about history, management team, board of directors. I'm looking up here to see if we see careers up here at the top. Still don't see it, guys. Still don't see it. All right, history. That's a very short page. Management team, we supposed to be finding a purpose, the vision, values. That's what we're looking for. I don't even see that they have that on here. It might have it on the investor page. We know they don't have it on the career page because we can't find it. All right. So, yeah, let's go ahead and go to investors. Maybe they'll have more information over here. Look at the top. I don't see anything about careers again. Overview. Latest news. Latest annual report, proxy statement. Man, this is a very weak website, man. We not finding no information about nothing. Like, yeah, we own land. We own resources. We do stuff with water and we in the energy sector. That's it. And we don't hire nobody. We ain't even got a career. We ain't even got a career link. What is going on? All right. So let's go ahead and go to stock data. We've scrolled over this. This was very short, guys. That was it. So go to stock data. They have the quote. Do they at least have a chart? They have a chart. There's the stock quote information. So that's what we got there, guys. Let's go ahead and move on. That was quick. That was real easy. As far as simple, but we didn't find most of the stuff we look for. So let's go ahead and go here. We still had our ticker up. Yes, absolutely. So Texas Pacific Land Corporation, ticker TPL. Guys, when it comes to their goods and services, they manage surface land assets and royalty interests across the oil, gas, and water markets, offering solutions such as, number one, complete royalty interest options, including oil royalties and gas royalties for exploration operators. Number two, scalable land access products, including pipeline easements, commercial leases, and caliche sales for industrial operators. And number three, optimized water management systems tailored for water sourcing, produced water treatment, and disposal services. All right. So looking at their S&P 500 clients and partners, notable names include Chevron Corporation, ticker CVX, Occidental Petroleum Corporation, ticker OXY, and ConocoPhillips, ticker COP, which was the only company that was green in that sub industry today, remember? All right. Now let's look at Texas Pacific on the charts. So here we go. Bam, bam. And we already had our ticker up. Absolutely. So let's go ahead and go over here to the charts. We have TPL pulled up. So we've looked at them before and they did a stock split. You can see it. All right, let's go over this really quickly. So we have a TPL pulled up in the symbol box. We are looking at a 1 year daily chart. They have a 52-week low of $269.23 and a 52-week high of $547.20. So let's go ahead and go to, oh, wait a minute. They closed today at $342.77. Now let's go to the higher time frame. So now we're looking at a 10-year weekly chart. Take me off the screen momentarily, and we can see 2016 right here. Guys, something is wrong with the chart. Something is wrong with the chart. Something is wrong with the chart. All right, so I can't give you a 52-week low, and this is not a 52-week low. We're looking at a 10-year weekly chart, and this has me flustered and flabbergasted because there's glitches in this system sometime. Okay, the stock price should never be negative. Never. That means the company out of business. That's what that means. So sometimes with certain companies, they have glitches in the system. Okay. And I don't know if they fixed it, but I can go back and show you another company that they did this with, just so you know I ain't crazy. All right. It's Rocket. Because I had told them about it. I don't know if they fixed it. I haven't looked at it in a while. But yeah, see? All right. So let me take me off the screen. You see? This messed up too. You see how Rocket is negative 42? When Rocket first IPO'd, they were $17 a share. They never, if it's negative, guys, the company is out of business. So those are two companies I done found now that have issues with their charts. That's two of them. So we can't even use that data based off of what we're trying to find out about TPL, because I know that's not accurate. So we're going to go back to TPL. All right. And maybe if more people complain and find this stuff and say something to them, they'll fix it. But me by myself calling them and letting them know, like, hey, something wrong with the chart, they haven't done it. So we're going to ignore that 10-year low, and we'll just go by this 10-year high. So the 10-year high is $589.71. Let's talk about our simple moving average. Our 9-week simple moving average is $386.34. Our 200-week simple moving average is at $292.49. Ooh wee, guys, this look nasty. Ooh. We still got 2 days left on this week. But as far as how that weekly candle looking right now, that looked very bearish. Now I could recover and come back up and try to test that 9-week simple moving average, or at least close near the midpoint of the body on the previous week. But as far as right now, that looks extremely bearish. It's near the close of last week after 3 trading days and not being able to sustain the highs that it got this week so far. That's just what I'm seeing with that. That's what had caught my attention. So being as so it's down here, we're going to look to see if it's some air. Yeah, guys, I'm seeing that as a support zone. So let me go ahead and get the support zone on the chart, and we'll go back to the lower time frame because I don't want to spend too much time on this company. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the low of, we're not going to use the low of today. I want to find a historical price that happened. I got it. I'm going to use the low of this candle and the high of this candle. It didn't do it. We're going to use the rectangle tool, use the low of this candle. Come on, lower that candle and the high of that candle. So that was the week of October 14th, 2024, and the week of September 30th, 2024. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to extend this over to 2027, January 1st. Bam. And that's going to be my support zone. You see, using the zone, I was able to get more of the highs, the lows, the opens and closes that responded to that price level using that zone. Okay. And if I wanted to put a price level there, that would be the bottom of the zone and that would be the top of the zone. So those two price levels are $340.95 and $330.28. So I'm seeing that as a $10 support zone. Like that's about the range of it. Now, when we look down here, guys, I'm going to say support is right here. Take me off the screen. I just saw it. This right here. Okay. So we can see a lot of these wicks, opens and closes responding to that price level of 287.15. Okay. And then we can see it was used back here as well as resistance and support a few weeks. So it's been responding to that price level a few times. So that's where I've got the price levels on the higher time frame for TPL. All right. So let's go ahead and go back to our 1 year daily chart. Man, them having that chart messed up really threw me off. I was all energetic and excited at the beginning of the show, and now I'm like, what y'all doing? What y'all doing? All right. So let's get this over here to January 1st. I'm going to extend this over. I don't know why it's just stopping in mid-air, but I extend that all the way over. So we have that. We don't need these. I was just looking at how much the price had moved, like the distance of time. So this was less than 3 months, guys. This stock had went up over 103% in less than 3 months. So 3 months would have been 90 days. And it went up in 69 days over 103%. Then over here, it dropped 32.31% in a matter of, let me edit this. So if we edit the properties, that box is at the top. We need to move that box to the middle. So it says label position on the left. We can put it on the right or in the middle. I'm gonna put it in the middle. Click OK. Now when I mouse over it, I can read it. So that was 45 days, guys. So that's where those lines were there. I was looking at the extent of the move and looking at the percentage changes of them. So we found our supports right here. We have another support there. It is trading below the 9-day simple moving average. The 9-day simple moving average is $371.18, and the 200-day simple moving average is $387.48. As far as resistance, guys, I'm looking for resistance here at the 9 and the 200. If we were looking for resistance somewhere else, it looks like this would be resistance to me. Okay. So I'm gonna get the price level and put me back on the screen. So let's get the price level tool. So here's the price level tool. It's this wick right here, the bottom of that red candle's wick. So if you look back, you can see these wicks responding to it. These wicks, it's a lot of wicks responding to that price level at 406.80. So that would be my next area of resistance I would look at, and then the 443.67. So we're pretty good here with our technicals with TPL. So let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit. Let's take these arrows off the screen because we covered that. Now we can look at the stock quote for TPL, and we can talk about the volume. All right. So let me go up here to the settings. Cut on my floating data box, and let's get to it. So TPL opened today at $360.87. They had a high of $362.99. They had a low of $339.50, and they closed today at $342.77, which was a trading range of $23.49. Guys, looking at the volume, the volume looked crazy low compared to what we've been looking at, guys. They traded 505,000 shares today. Less than a million. Less than a million. So is that a big deal, a little deal? We about to find out. So let's go up here to the settings. Let's cut off the floating data box. Take me off the screen, and let's find out what the average daily trading volume is for TPL. Guys, oh my gosh. Their average trading volume is less than 500,000, guys. 439,000 shares in a daily trading session. And this is a 252-day average. So that's almost a year average. So we got enough data to really hone that in. And today was above average, trading 505,000 shares today. And on Tuesday, it was 461,000. So that was above average as well. How much above average? We're about to find that out looking at the volume percentile. So go ahead and put me back on the screen, and we can take those arrows off even though you can't see them. The volume percentile, guys, out of the most recent 252 trading days, today's volume was higher than 80.2% of those trading days. To be exact, only 50 of those days had higher volume than today, okay? And it looks like TPL had earnings on, come on. They had earnings on August 5th. Looks like they had the earnings call the day after. They did. Okay, so on that day, what was the volume? The volume for that day, guys, on earnings, but it was released after market. So we're looking for the volume to increase the day after. They did 817,000 the day after earnings were announced. So we know that you're going to get a spike in volume because they're responding to the earnings after the market was open. So that's what we have for TPL, guys. So we can go ahead and move on. I believe we covered everything. So now we can talk about the biggest gainer. So let's go ahead and go over there. Let's go over to the Market Watch tab. I'll take this down and put up like for right now. Let's go to the Market Watch tab. Let's take this back to the S&P 500. We'll go to the quotes sub tab. Put this in descending order, guys. I'm so glad it's this company because it's going to make the rest of the show a lot easier. So, guys, the biggest gainer for today is SMCI, Super Micro Computer Incorporated, ticker SMCI. All right. They had a percentage gain today of 19.02%. Their previous close was $31.60, and they closed today at $37.61. And if you tuned in yesterday, and then you know that we just covered SMCI yesterday because they had their earnings yesterday announced after market. So this volume and this spike is based on people reacting to the earnings that were released yesterday, and they happen to follow that earnings with being our biggest gainer today. Okay, so let's go ahead and keep it moving. Let's do our hypothetical. So we were using $3,500. So if somebody invested $3,500 and they got that 19.02% gain, we hit the percentage, they would have gained $665.70 on top of their $3,500 principal or investment. So the total investment would have grown to $4,165.70. Woo! All right. Bada boom, bada bing. We got it. All right, let's clear this out. Let's highlight this or check that. Now let's go over to the Analyze tab. And we can see that SMCI is in the information technology sector. So we're going to see how that sector performed, the industry performed, and the sub-industry performed that SMCI is inside of. So let's go to the Market Watch tab, go to the Visualize sub tab, and if my memory serves me correctly, take me off the screen. We go to the information technology sector, bam, and they are over in IT services. No, they're not. Well, my memory didn't serve me correctly. I know they're in information technology. We got that down. Okay, got it. They're in technology, hardware, storage, and peripherals industry. Here they are right here down in the corner, guys. So look at this. Everybody did well in this industry today except Apple. And the hardware, technology, storage, and peripherals is also the sub-industry. So let me show you that over here. So here is the sector, information technology. Here's the industry, and here's the sub-industry. It's highlighted blue right now, okay? And there's more companies down here, guys. They're very small. Their market cap is small. So you got NTAP, HPQ, and SMCI. They're down here at the bottom. It's very small, okay? So go back. We're going to back out. We're going to back out information technology. Okay, let's take those arrows off, expand this. Now we're looking at information technology as a whole. And how did they perform today? Let's go back and look. Oh, they were number one. They were our biggest gainer today, up 1.49%. Now, there's a quick way for us to look at this to see how many of these companies were gainers and how many of them was losers based on the fact that I have a watch list already with this. So let me show you how to do that really quick, and then we'll move on. If we go to Index Watch, and I'll pull up the watch list that specifically has only the S&P 500 companies that are in the information technology sector, it'll tell me how many companies are advancing and how many companies are declining. So you see 44 companies advancing, so that's green, and then 30 companies that's declining. And that's the red that we're seeing. So we can quickly see what those are. And there's a total of 74 companies. You can see each of their tickers right here. Okay, so if you've never seen that before, that's pretty cool. So let's go back to the Analyze tab, and we can see the Super Micro Computer under the company profile. Let's go over the company profile, and then we'll go to their website. So Super Micro Computer Incorporated is official company name. Here's a link to their website. It's also down in the description for your convenience. Let's read a little bit about the company and visit their website. Super Micro Computer Incorporated, together with its subsidiaries, develops and sells server and storage solutions based on modular and open standard architecture in the United States, Asia, Europe, and internationally. Got it. Bada boom, bada bing. I got it. Now we're going to go to their website, which we just looked at yesterday, but I'm going to keep it fast. I'm gonna keep it fast. All right, we're good. So guys, this main page, they just showing you all their products for their data racks and data center building block solutions. This is data center stuff, storage, GPU systems. This is all their stuff. So when we scroll over this home page, that's basically what we're going to see. So everything we need to look at is going to be down here at the bottom when we click these things. So take me off the screen, company profile, investor relations, and careers. So let's go to company profile. It's taking a while to load, but I did click it. Here we go. Company profile. Supermicro is a global technology leader committed to delivering first-to-market innovation for AI, cloud storage, and 5G edge IT infrastructure. We are a rack-scale total IT solutions provider that designs and builds an environmentally friendly, energy-efficient range of server storage systems and switches. First-to-market innovation, total solutions. We keep it green, U.S.-based engineering and manufacturing. Corporate overview. Founded and headquartered in the USA. Global operations in over 100 companies. Some information about the revenue. Fortune 500 ranked among the Fortune 500 companies. Here's some historical data about the company. Green computing, leadership. All right, now let's go to careers. We're looking for the benefits, guys, and I know they have it because we just looked at it yesterday. Help drive the future of Supermicro. Accelerate your career. What it means to work here. Supermicro employees take pride in contributing to the AI revolution and supporting our customers while simultaneously leveraging our green computing initiative to reduce our carbon footprint on Mother Earth. If I knew that sentence was that long, I wouldn't have read it, but what our values are. Supermicro places significant emphasis continuously improving customer satisfaction and green computing. What makes us unique? Headquartered in Silicon Valley, Supermicro evolved from a small subsystems company into a total solutions enterprise. Got it. World-class culture and benefits. Learn more. So that's where we get to the benefits. Accelerate diversity. Supermicro careers at Supermicro. America jobs. EMEA jobs. Europe, Middle East, and Africa. APAC jobs. Asia Pacific, Oceania. Green computing. Event spotlight. Got it. So let's go back to the benefits. Learn more. Bam. And we can browse through this. That food always stands out to me when we look at their benefits here. But here it is, guys. Take me off the screen. Remember, links to this website are down in the description for your convenience. If you're tuning in, I appreciate you for being here. Hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel. I greatly would appreciate it. Okay, so we got this, guys. Now we can go ahead and go to investor relations. It's right under this once it goes away. There we go, right here, investor relations. So let's go there. Took us to a different website. Let's blow this up. Make sure we zoomed in. Let's get the stock quote information. Here's the stock information here to our right. We're going to browse over this page, and it's a very short scroll. Total IT solutions for AI, cloud storage, HPC, and 5G edge, investor relations, corporate overview, latest financial results, news, events, feature presentation, executive management, governments, investor email alerts. We go right here to stock information, stock details. Guys, there's the stock quote. Here's the chart. And here are other tools available for investors on their website. Put me back on the screen. Now we can go here, take that down, and let's talk about SMCI. Okay, Supermicro Computer Incorporated, ticker symbol SMCI. When it comes to their goods and services, guys, they manage high-performance server and storage platforms across the artificial intelligence. This is a long read. Artificial intelligence, cloud computing, and enterprise infrastructure markets, offering solutions such as, number one, complete AI infrastructure options, including GPU servers and super blades for enterprise data centers. Number two, scalable storage products, including all flash, NVMe, petascales, PETE, SCALE systems, and super storage for cloud providers. Number three, and optimized liquid cooling systems tailored for energy efficiency, thermal management, and density. Looking at their S&P 500 clients and partners, notable names include NVIDIA Corporation, ticker NVDA, Intel Corporation, ticker INTC, and Advanced Micro Devices, ticker AMD. Now, let's go back to the charts. We already have the ticker pulled up. Cool, guys. This is going to be pretty smooth and cool because we already did a lot of technicals with them already. Show alerts, do not show, apply. And we talked about this yesterday. So if you want a little bit more details about it, you can go back yesterday. We're going to do our brief. We're going to go over it. So here we go. SMCI, that's what we're looking at. We're looking at a 1 year daily chart. They have a 52-week high of $58.78. They have a 52-week low of $19.48. And they closed today at $37.61. Guys, all right, now let's go ahead and look at a higher time frame. So now we're looking at SMCI on a 10-year weekly chart. Let's confirm that we have 10 years. Take me off the screen. Here's 2016. So here's our 10-year low of 85 cents. Here's our 10-year high of $122.90. And based off where we are, guys, we already have a lot of levels laid out here. So what we're going to do, we're going to get our 9-week simple moving average, which is coming in at $29.80, and our 200-week simple moving average coming in at $37.96. Now we can go back to our lower time frame of 1 year daily chart. Put me back on the screen. Let's zoom in on the recent price activity. Recent price activity. And it looks like we don't even need to worry about that. But here we go, guys. So we have a gap up, and we were talking about this yesterday because we saw that they were already moving up yesterday after hours. They were around $34 a share yesterday before the market even opened today. So we were expecting that they were going to gap up. So when they gapped up today, they actually opened right above. Look how these technicals be playing out. Just look at how they play out. And we have historical data on this channel where you can go back and look and see we've been through these levels on the charts while these prices are responding to it. That's what I like about doing a live stream, because hindsight is 2020. But if you can get these levels or see these levels and learn how to chart and be more accurate with how they play out, that makes a huge difference. So we already had these levels, and that's exactly what it's responding to. So here it is. We have a gap up from yesterday. So this is Tuesday to Wednesday. So let's extend this over to January 1st of 2027. Turn this to yellow because we identify our gaps as yellow on this channel. Okay. And we can go ahead and do this so you can see these price levels. I don't want to put any extra levels on the chart, so I'm going to do this so you can see what they are. So the bottom of that zone is at $32.36. $32.32. Why I keep saying 32? $32.36 is the bottom of that gap, or the bottom of the window. The top of the gap or the top of the window is $33.94. So that's what we have there for the gap. So guys, it opened right above that level of resistance that we had on the chart at $34.94. It opened right above it today, came down and attempted to test that level of $33.64 that we had drew on the chart, right? Then it came up and it actually tested that previous gap. We had another previous gap up here, guys. So that day, the top end of that gap was on June 9th. The bottom of that gap was on June 10th. It started to fill that gap on June 22nd. That's why it's shorter. It's not connected all the way down. I didn't do the other part. So I'm going to show you what that other part would look like. Do that really quickly. Let me use the other mouse. So if we use this and we connect this to this, oh, this one is going to be a higher one, but I'm going to do it anyway. So the low of that, give me a second. We're going to extend this over. So let's go ahead and extend this over to January 27, 1st. Bam. Oh, it is behind it. So we're good. And we just make it a lighter color. So thank gosh it's behind it so we can see it. So that's the part of the gap that was filled before today. So today actually filled that gap. So we don't need the yellow one anymore. So edit properties. Which one is it? It's going to be rectangle 5. There we go. Because today it actually filled it. You see how the high of today's candle peaked outside that gap? So it completely filled that gap now. And it closed within the gap. But it's responding to these levels that we had beautifully. Okay? Beautifully. So that's what we have for our technicals on SMCI, guys. Let's talk about our 9-day simple moving average coming in at $31.14 and our 200-day simple moving average coming in at $31.92, guys. So those are almost at the same price. They were about to cross. The 9 was about to cross the 200 to the upside, and it's already gapping up. And it's been trading above the 9-day simple moving average since it got back above it, since August 4th. And it was finally able to close above this 200-day simple moving average today, but after a major move. So these 2 days, it kept closing below the 200-day simple moving average. So if somebody's waiting for confirmation, they didn't get it till they had already made a few dollar move. A few dollars a move. It was moving before they was waiting on that confirmation. Boom, gapped up and bam, now it's all the way up here. And they was waiting on a confirmation before they got in. Crazy, crazy. All right, now I'm gonna take some of these drawings off. Man, I'm telling you, this mouse is so sensitive. I need to adjust this, guys. Just bear with me. Let me get us back to where we were. I'm looking to see where's the next area of resistance that I have on the chart. That's what I'm looking for. Oh yeah, we had a long wick over here, guys. So there wasn't a lot of action over here to really use as technicals over there. So that's a nice little move from 37 to 44. It's a few things we could do to try to get some type of level off of it. Like if you used this one, because this is near the close and that's the bottom of the wick. So you could use, and that would put it near the close of this candle too. So that would kind of get 3 candles near a price level if you did that by using the low of this candle. So that would put you at 4104. And that's why I'm picking it. I'm just showing you if you wanted to put another level there, that's what I would use or go with, okay? So let me blow this up a little bit more, and then we can go ahead and get the quote for SMCI. And then we can talk about the volume as well. So let's go ahead and go to settings, cut on my floating data box, and let's get this stock quote for SMCI. So they opened today at $34.99, guys. Just above our price level of $34.94. Beautiful. They had a high of $38.15. They had a low of $33.94, and they closed today at $37.61, which was the trading range of $4.21. Now, the trading volume, bonkers. Bonkers. I don't even think I used that word on this channel before. Bonkers. 165,000 shares of this stock was traded today for SMCI, guys. So is that a big deal? Is that a little deal? We about to find out. So let's go ahead and cut off, and just imagine if somebody was shorting that stock, that was a heck of a short squeeze. Oh man. All right, so we cut off the floating data box. Take me off the screen. Here we go. So the average trading volume for SMCI in a daily trading session, guys, is 37 million shares. It's just 37 million. They did 165 million shares traded today. Put me back on the screen. Let me pull up my calculator. Shoot. I gotta see. So we got 1,657,000,000. There we go. Now we're gonna divide that by 37,700,000. So that's the 37.7. Okay. That's 4.4. I'm rounding it up. 4.4 times what they normally do. Is that right? Yeah. 4.4 times what they normally do. Crazy. Crazy. Wow. Okay. All right. Crazy. All right. So we talked about that. Here was the volume for yesterday. So this is Tuesday's candle. And if, like I said, if somebody's waiting for confirmation, they didn't get it. And they gapped up, and now it's all the way up here. And here was the volume on that day. They traded 95 million shares on Tuesday. So that was about, and I'm rounding up, so that was about 3 times what they normally do on average. And then they end up doing 4.4 times today. Crazy. All right, so put me back on the screen. Let's talk about the volume percentile. So out of the most recent 252 trading days, guys, today's volume was higher than 98.8% of those trading days. To be exact, only 3 of those days had higher volume than today. So SMCI was on the move, guys. On the move. On the move. And had some volume to back it up. Yes, they did. All right, so guess what? We done. We done, guys. So let's go ahead and move here. Bam, bam. Take that down. Go here, go there. All right. We can get ready to wrap it up, guys. We can wrap it up. So you already know. I hope that you learned something, and I hope that you earned something. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. This Sunday, August 16th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we're reviewing this week's biggest gainers and losers, market sentiment, market volatility, S&P 500 sector performance, and creating a watch list for upcoming earnings. And make sure you keep tuning in weekdays following our market trading session at 11 p.m. Eastern Time. Take care and God bless.